Hello guys, welcome to our weekly Forex focus. Let's start. Australian USD. In this pair guys, as we can see that this morning we opened with a big move down, a flash crash. We opened with a flash crash, but my buyers are still upside. Any buy setup, I will take it because we are waiting for this big move right here, okay? And this is probably the all-time low, so that means as much as I am expecting this move up, my target here, but we can move beyond this point, okay? But for this time being, I'll take my profits here, or else I will see what happens from here. So any buy setup for me on the 4-hour time frame, I will take it. I'm not selling this market. I won't sell it. I will take any buy setup. Okay, let's go to USD CAD. On USD CAD also we got a flash crash this morning. Also here, like, I will be waiting for this big move. I'm waiting for this big move. That means any sell setup, I will take it on the 4-hour time frame. I will wait for any sell setup. I'm not buying this market. Okay, as I promise you guys that I will share with you my thesis when it comes to the market. I've got a thesis, I've got a theory that I think it has been proven time and time again that it works, or the way the market works. Now my thesis is derived from the Newton's third law of motion. Sorry, of motion, not of emotion, of motion. Now the third law theory of motion says, let me write for you guys. Let me write for you. The third law, the Newton third law of motion says, let's make the text to be 12. Let's make it 10, 11. 11 is fine. It says sorry about that. It says for every action there is an opposite there is an opposite but equal reaction. So this is Newton's third law of motion. So my thesis is derived from this third law of Newton. Okay, now my thesis is the market is only subject to two forces. The market is subject to two forces. The market is only subject to two forces. The action force and and the action force. So this is my thesis, that the market is only subject to two forces, the action being the action force and the reaction force. So these forces are responsible for the movement of the market. Okay, now let me show you on the higher time frame, on the weekly. Let me prove this on the weekly time frame. Now let's just remove all these. Let's just remove all this. Let's remove all of this. Wish I can just so this is our weekly time frame, guys. As you can see, let's use an arrow. As you can see, the market moved from here to there. That's our first movement. That's our first movement right there. So this movement is an action force responsible for this movement. You can call it an initiating force. Action force. Let's say AF. This is an action force. So right here, to there, it's a reacting force. RF. We've got an action force, we've got a reacting force. Now there are two characteristics or personalities for these forces. The action force is aggressive with clear direction. It's fast. Now the reaction force is not aggressive, it's choppy, it's low, it takes time. Our job is only to find out the pattern that is formed in the reaction force to trade the action force. To trade the action force. This one right here is another action force. Our job in the markets, that's only our job. We want to trade the action force. Why? Because it's fast, it's aggressive, it has direction. So that's our job. But your question will be, so this is a weekly time frame. Am I going to not trade for this all time? No, you're gonna go to the lower time frames. Also in the lower time frames, these forces are applicable. Okay. Now in the lower time frames, the market is fractal by nature. That means what happens in the higher time frame also happens in the lower time frame. Okay, so you will also find these two forces in the lower time frames. The market moves a motive move, a correcting move, or action force, reaction force. Okay, also in the lower time frames, but it's more clearer. I chose to show you on the higher time frames because it's more clearer here. Okay, so this force, action force, is being corrected by this force, or this force is reactive, it's reacting to that one. After reacting, then we've got to have another force. Okay, now this right here, 1 2 3, complete a structure. Our structure is completed. Now the whole part, we're gonna call it an action force because it's clear that the trend is down now. Okay, now we got to this right here. Let's clone this. Let's just clone that one. Let's put it here. Put it here. Now you see we've got a complete structure here. Now this right here, this whole thing that is happening here is correcting that action, that big complete structure, that big action force. Remember I said the market moves in fractal, or it has got a fractal nature. That means what happens in the bigger time frame happens in the lower time frames. The bigger structure in the bigger structures you can also get in the bigger structures in the higher time frames, you can also get them in the lower time frames. Okay, now this right here, this right here corrects this thing. It's correcting this thing. Check the nature, look at the nature of it. It's choppy, it's directionless. It's not like this right here, it's not like this right here, but it's like this right here. Okay, now remember, what did I say? Now we're gonna call this whole thing right here, from here to here, our reaction force. What does it react to? It's reacting to the whole thing right here. So if it's reacting the whole thing, that means we are expecting this big move. Now this move is going to be equal to the first move because we've got our action force, reacting force, the whole pattern. Now this pattern is about to be finished. Now we are expecting this move equal to that move. Okay, I hope this is clear for you guys. If you guys have got a question or a comment, please ask on the comment section. I will be really happy if you ask me questions or you give me some comments. Okay, now let me just finish up. As I told you that from here, this and that, it's a complete move. It's one structure. And this right here is one structure. Now it's correcting the whole thing right here. Okay, from here to here, it's one structure correcting that structure. Now that means we've got 1, 2. Now we are anticipating this move. Now this move, as I said, it's going to be equal to that move. That means we are anticipating a fast move. It's going to first give us this, then maybe this and this. Okay, it doesn't have to be a zigzag as this one. This move is a zigzag. It doesn't have to be a zigzag. It can be a 5-wave move. It's just an aggressive move. Okay, now I want you guys for the last time now to show you this again. Now check from here to there, this arrow and this structure and that arrow again. It's the same thing. This move has got a characteristic or a personality of a move that has been acted upon by an action force. It has got a direction. Now this whole thing right here is correcting this move. It's reacting to this move. Now here it's complete. I call this structure a triangle. Okay. Now we got this one, this arrow right here. It's also it's a result of this correction right here. Now on completion of this one, the structure will be complete. We'll be anticipating this, as I said on earlier, that I will only be looking to sell this market. Now I'm not gonna sell it on the weekly time frame. I'm gonna go down to 4-hour time frames to look for selling setups there. Okay, so that's about it with USD CAD. So comment on the comment section, guys. Ask questions, ask me questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions. So let's go to, we did Australian US dollar, we did USD CAD. Let's check the Great Britain USD. So this is the last one. We're gonna go on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go, oh, daily. Let's go to daily. Let's go to daily. So also on this, guys, I'll be expecting a sell. I'll be looking to sell, but I'm not just gonna sell. I'm gonna wait for my setup. I've got a setup. I've got an entry setup. I've got an entry strategy. I don't just enter. I first analyze, then I use my entry strategy. I've got an analyzing strategies, the wave and S&D, and I've got an entry strategy. I don't just blindly enter. I analyze first. That's first part. Then I wait for my entry strategy to materialize. Then I enter the market. I don't enter blindly. Okay, so I hope that you guys also have got entry strategies. My analysis is one part. Then you've got to have an entry strategy. That I have. Okay, now let's complete with this one, guys. Also same thing here, guys. Like I want to check on this, you guys to check on this box. We've got this move, we've got this whole thing. It's choppy. It doesn't have direction. Okay, it's choppy. It doesn't have direction. That's the personality. Okay, now we've got this decisive move. This is an action move. Okay, now this thing right here, it's a complete structure. We've got this first move. It's because the force that was responsible for this move is an action force. We've got this complete structure correcting or reacting to this first move. Now remember, I said you first get a move that is caused by an action force, then you get a move that is reacting to that first move. Now this whole thing is reacting to that thing. Okay, remember I said the move that is caused by action, it takes smaller time, and the move that is caused by reacting force, it takes a longer time. Okay, that means now we are expecting a fast move here. This move will be fast. Okay, now as I said that I've got an entry strategy. I don't blindly enter the market. So I hope you guys that you look at my analysis, but you've got an entry strategy that you trust, that you have tested over time, and it has yielded you results. That I've got. Okay, but I can't share with you guys now. That's my intellectual and my intellectual property. You've got you have to pay for that one. It's not for free. So that's about it, guys. I'll be waiting to sell this market, but I'm not gonna blindly sell it. I will wait for these forces also on the lower time frames. Remember, I said the market has got a fractal nature. What happens on the bigger time frame happens on the lower time frames. Okay, so also on the lower time frames, I'm gonna wait for a move that is caused by an action force. Then I'm gonna wait for correction that is caused by reacting force. Okay, then to take the action, the move that is caused by an action force on the lower time frames now. So that's about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Now the bonus tip, the educational bonus tip next week, it's gonna be the fractal nature of the market. The fractal nature of the market. The market has got a fractal nature. Okay, so thank you guys. I've got a blessed week ahead. So again, you must have an entry strategy. You must analyze the market first. That's the first part. The second part is have the entry strategy that is safe for your money, for you to not lose money. So thank you guys a lot. Goodbye.